Okay, let's talk about this because it's actually a very interesting thing to bring up that boomers are the most narcissistic among us in society. They always vote down for anything that's the community good because they're like, well, I'm owed my this or that or old people funds, but none of you young people are worth anything. You don't deserve anything. Sounds pretty self-centered. And yet they're the first to go, well, prices are rising. That's not our fault. That's your problem. You guys did this. And yet they are the first people to go online and whine and cry and go, my adult kids won't speak to me because I treat them like crap and dismiss their feelings and don't validate them as human beings. I just want to yell at them and call them names and tell them they're lazy, and I don't get why they don't want anything to do with me. Don't they see I put so much work into them? Gee, that sounds pretty entitled, doesn't it? Guess what? Y'all love talking about the economy and inflation and all that and how it's our problem. Well, the price to access the millennial generation and the Gen Z generation has changed. We have renegotiated our value. We are not going to be labeled as the crap on your shoe anymore. If you want something to do with us and your grandchildren, if you are so lucky to have them, you are going to have to put in the effort to work on yourself and be an emotionally decent human being and not the person that terrorized us when we were little or who gave us a key and told us to figure out life for ourselves, which is illegal now. Latchkey is illegal in a lot of states for a lot of ages. You can't do that with a kindergartner anymore like you could back in the 80s. So if you want your grown kids in your life, then you're going to have to do the work to be a decent human being. Sorry, that's just the price of admission. Inflation has gone up. As you guys love to tell us, nothing is free. And now that includes access to your adult children. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps and deal with it. Figure it out. Grow up already, old people. And if you don't want to, then stop boo-hooing that you put everything into your kids except any emotional effort, and now they don't want to talk to you. We're not your dumping grounds. You need to vent. You need to deal with your trauma. You need to do a lot of things that the boomers do not tend to be doing. Get help. But what's really making a lot of the older generations mad is that their children who are adults are not allowing them to control them anymore. And like a narcissist, they can't handle that loss of control. As you love to tell us millennials and younger, it's not your problem. Well, you being emotionally stunted is not our problem, and we don't want to deal with it anymore, especially not when we're doing the work to make our lives better and more mentally healthy.